So I recently had a question in one of my videos asking me to talk more about emotional dysregulation. In specific, the question stated, what do we do about feeling every emotion all at once and then going immediately from one emotion to the other? You know, maybe going from being extremely, happy to extremely depressed, or being extremely depressed and then extreme anger, or being happy and then feeling angry. This kind of black and white thinking, this on and off kind of thinking, that's extremely prevalent amongst BPD people. And it's important to remember that as a BPD person, we do typically flip our emotions like a light switch. We can go from on to off extremely quickly. And for some people, it manifests much differently than others. With that said, and all of that aside, what do we do about it, okay? How do we handle that? And I think the important thing is to get to the factors that contribute to the flicking of the light switch. We have to be able to get ahead of it and understand what's actually happening. So we look at our environmental factors. We say, well, what contributed to me changing my emotion? And a lot of times it's a comment, or it's a certain situation or a feeling we had in relation to a specific environmental stimuli. Maybe somebody said something that didn't jive right. Maybe they said something positive about somebody else. Maybe they made a comment. Recently my wife and I were watching a show and she said something like, wow, I'm in love with that character. He reminds me of you when, you were younger. And now that's actually a compliment because this character was desirable, right? I should have said, wow, that's great. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, babe. But I didn't say that. My mind went to the worst place, as always. And I thought, well, is that what she wants? Does she want somebody else? Am I not good enough? And that flipped my emotion from extremely positive watching the show to extremely negative. What am I doing here? Why am I sitting here right now? And I think it's important to remember that these contributing factors are behind the flipping of the switch. And I know that that's really hard to get ahead of, and I'll shoot more videos on that, but I first want you to understand that there is a switch being flipped. And once you understand that, you can try to determine why the switch is being flipped. And once you get ahead of that, man, you're in way better control and in a way better place. I hope this helps.